Hello and welcome to Simple Country Place. I have 4 super easy, delicious meal ideas for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Welcome and enjoy. So the first thing I'm making is like a sausage orzo pasta dish. I have that Cajun style smoked sausage, bell peppers, and onions that I'm gonna all cut up and then throw that into a pan with some olive oil to get those cooking. I added some minced garlic to that, and once all that was like cooked good, I also had some orzo on the side cooking through. So once that was done, I added the cooked orzo into that dish as well. For seasonings, I added chipotle chili powder and Old Bay, so that smoked sausage was like Cajun style, so I thought that was pretty, I don't know, seasoned already. I didn't try it obviously, but I felt like it was probably pretty good on its own. To that, I also added some mozzarella cheese to mix in so it's nice and cheesy. And then once that was mixed in, I like flattened it or like made it level and then put more cheese on top and threw that into the oven under the broiler for a bit to get that top cheese melty. And then I just served that with some steamed broccoli. And both my nephew and my husband really liked this, and it came together super fast. On this day, I'm making Swedish meatballs. And I started with ground beef that I seasoned with Parmesan cheese, parsley, salt and pepper, onion and garlic powder, and then obviously breadcrumbs, as well as a beaten egg. And I'm just gonna mix that all together to form meatballs. Once I got that mixed and formed all the meatballs, I had a pan heating with some olive oil, and I'm gonna throw them in there to sear on all-ish sides. I mean, it's hard to sear a round object, but did the best I could. And then once I had them seared, I put them on a parchment lined pan and into the oven to finish cooking through, which I don't always do this. Sometimes I'll let them like cook through in the pan, but I was like on a time crunch because I already was gotten home late and wanted to get dinner done. So threw those in the oven. And then to that same pan for the sauce, I added some butter and flour to make a roux. And then I added water and beef bouillon cubes, which obviously if you have like beef stock, you can do that. I just don't. And And this was actually my nephew's birthday, so I had thought he had like plans with his friends or something. And then I came home, like I said, later than I usually do. And he was home, and I was like, "Happy birthday, what are you doing home?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't have any plans." And then I was like, "Oh, what do you want for dinner?" And he immediately said Swedish meatballs. And I'm like, "Okie doke. I will just whip those up for you." And so that's what I did. Once that had been like simmering for a while and the sauce was, the bouillon had melted and all that, I added some Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, and some half and half. I also added some black pepper and mozzarella cheese and Parmesan cheese. And mix it all together and let it simmer and thicken and all those things. I did add, once the meatballs were like cooked through, I threw those back in to the sauce and like tossed them around while like letting them get coated while the sauce was thickening. And I just served that over egg noodles with green beans as a side. And yeah, this was my nephew's request for his birthday dinner, so he was happy, and my husband liked it as well. On this day, I made Italian dunkers, which I started with ground beef, browning, seasoning with salt, pepper, basil, Italian seasoning, and oregano. And if you don't know what Italian dunkers are, I don't know if it's a Midwest thing, but I asked my husband, I was like, "What do you think of for dinner?" And he was like, "Italian dunkers," like almost immediately. And it was like a school lunch when you're in like elementary and middle school, a school lunch thing. And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, sure, I'll make it." And so that's what I did. To that, when the meat was cooked through, I added some minced garlic, and then some marinara sauce, as well as more oregano, Italian seasoning, and basil. while all that was heating up and doing its stuff, I made some garlic bread, and I like cooked it through, but not like super crispy, but done. And then to the top I added mozzarella cheese and Parmesan and parsley for some jazziness. Let me know in the comments like if Italian Dunkers is a thing wherever you're at, because I was, like I said, I completely forgot about it, and it was just the weirdest thing. Like the day before, my nephew's like, Swedish meatballs, and then the next day, hey, what do you want for dinner? Italian Dunkers. I'm like, who are you guys? Like, have I met you before? But it was, I mean, it was fun to do something different and super easy, obviously. I put those garlic breads under the broiler to get the cheese to melt and all that. And I also made some of those walnut brownies. They're my husband's favorite, so I was like, hey, for dessert. Anyways, I served that with some steamed broccoli, and yeah, both the guys liked it, and it was a hit. So on this day, I'm making like ham, steaks, and cheesy potatoes. So I have some ham slices that I'm searing on both sides, and once they were like seared, didn't take long at all, remove those from the pan. And then I wanted to do like a honey glaze. Mistakes were made, so I put the honey like directly in there, and then immediately it started to crystallize, and as you can see, like browning super quickly. And so I was like, oh no, and added some water, and then it was fine. So once I added the water and like got that all like tempered down, I added the ham back in and to coat with that honey glaze. For the potatoes, I've made these a billion times, but I have cooked potatoes and added some butter. I'm gonna add some half and half, shredded cheese, garlic powder, pepper, salt. A lot of times I add parsley. I didn't this day for some reason, but I just mixed that all together and everything melted good. And I served those potatoes with the ham, just with some green beans. Thank you so much for watching. Please come back for future videos.